by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
A deadly and fiery pileup involving semi-trucks shut down a highway in Colorado. I'm Natalie Brand with details of the investigation.
Local fire departments had their hands full with several fires reported across the area yesterday. But this isn't uncommon for this time of year. I'll explain why here in a few minutes.
6:30 on this Arbor Day Friday. Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley with you. Matt has our weekend forecast in a moment. Our top story this time comes out of Denver. A fiery crash involving multiple semi-trucks and a dozen vehicles in Denver left multiple people dead and several others in the hospital.
Police are still investigating how this happened. Natalie Brand has more.
Fierce flames and thick black smoke mark the scene of a deadly chain reaction crash in the Denver area. Police say the pileup involved 15 vehicles, at least 3 of which were semis, one carrying lumber, fueling the fire.
Truck just come flying by on the shoulder.
He had to be at least 80, 90 miles per hour. And as soon as he gets to the bridge, he cuts in and then automatically exploded the whole thing.
Witnesses say they saw multiple explosions after a semi-trailer barreled down the highway and crashed into oncoming traffic. Investigators say it appeared the driver lost control.
Whether it was a lost load, some type of brake failure, we're looking at some mechanical issues.
Police say traffic on the I-70 was already at a standstill because of another crash farther up the freeway. That one involved a school bus. Authorities said no children were hurt in that wreck, but the semi-truck ended up ramming cars stuck in the congestion.
It's just explosion after explosion. There had to be at least 100 explosions.
I'm glad I'm alive. I made it out. I heard somebody died, so I'm okay.
Both directions of the highway were closed overnight. Natalie Brand, CBS News.
Wow, and officials say among those hurt was one firefighter who suffered minor injuries after being hit by debris believed to have been the result of a tire that exploded. Unbelievable.
We'll continue to update on air online about the investigation into that crash in Denver as well.
So absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sounds like brake failure, but we don't know yet.
Don't know yet for
anyway,
sure.
Matt joins us now. We're enjoying the dryness because, boy, looking at the rest of the afternoon, it's pretty wet.
It'll get damp pretty quick. We're going to see that rain trying to roll through later today. Temperatures into the 30s. It's relatively mild to start the morning. We do have a lot of cloud cover, and that moisture is really picking up out toward Dillon. No official reports of rain out there from the airport, but we are seeing showers expected for the afternoon and evening. This will look outside our Bozeman ICAM on the MSU campus. Temperatures are going to stay a little below average. It will be wet, but the weekend bringing the possibility of snow back to the region. I know you're really sitting at the edge of your couch for that. We'll talk about your forecast coming up.
Kind of a bad taste in my mouth, didn't it?
In other news, the Montana State Legislature put a wrap on its 2019 session yesterday. Lawmakers completed their work on the state's 2-year budget, passed Medicaid expansion, and approved millions of dollars in public building projects.
But there were also some things left undone and still on the table. MTN's Mike Dennison has the report.
The final gavel came down in the Montana House at 3:40 p.m., and the Senate had finished its business an hour before, not long after voting on the final pieces of the state's $10 billion 2-year budget. The sponsor of the main budget bill, Republican Representative Nancy Balance of Hamilton, said it increased state spending only 3.8% over the 2-year period and called it a good, hard-fought compromise.
So yes, this is probably not something that everyone loves, but it's probably the best this group could have done.
Big pieces of the budget include the $700 million a year Medicaid expansion program, which provides health coverage to 95,000 low-income adults, hundreds of millions of dollars in building projects, including a new $48 million Historical Society museum, the remodel of Romney Hall on the MSU campus, and local water and sewer projects all over the state. Majority Republicans also touted a number of bills yet to be signed to aid business and the economy, such as a tax abatement to encourage more broadband in rural areas.
It's a laundry list of things we tried to get done, and we got a good many of them accomplished, and now it's up to the governor to see whether or not he would like to come to an agreement on those bills. Obviously, let them become law without his signature or sign them.
Governor Steve Bullock said later he'll examine each bill that comes to his desk, but that some will be vetoed if they bust the budget. Thursday also saw 2 items that failed to pass: state funding for preschool and language to help Northwestern Energy buy part of the Colstrip 4 power plant. The Colstrip language never made it to committee, and Republicans on a budget panel rejected preschool funding proposals, which Bullock said was a disappointment.
Quality preschool ought not be only for families who can afford it. I do call on our future leaders who will be in these Capitol hallways in 2 years to find a way to get a permanent, publicly funded preschool program done for this state once and for all.
Yet the governor chose to put a positive spin on the work of the 2019 legislature.
At the end of the day, I do think in Montana we continue to be a shining example of how our political system is supposed to work. We've once again demonstrated that we can put partisan politics aside and come together to do right by Montanans.
As one legislative leader said Thursday, no one gets everything they want from this democratic process. But for the most part, lawmakers Thursday focused on what they did accomplish rather than not. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Now, MTN News will be following up next week with a more detailed look at some of the key proposals approved by this year's legislature.
And a Butte man has been charged with 3 felony counts of assault with a weapon in connection with slashing 3 people with a knife last month. Justice court records show 27-year-old Zachariah Mickens injured 3 people with a knife during a disturbance outside a convenience store on Montana Street on March 26th, a month ago. Mickens ran from the scene and police finally caught him in the area of Walnut Street yesterday morning. Police had trouble locating Mickens during the investigation.
He did get in trouble in the past 3 or 4 weeks, so we didn't have any alerts on him the past 3 or 4 weeks. We have been looking for him, went to his addresses and stuff, but he moves around. You know, he's couch surfs and stuff like that, so sometimes it's tough to locate the suspects.
Now Mickens does remain in jail on a $100,000 bond.
Also, a man convicted of attacking a woman in a bathroom at Mammoth in Yellowstone National Park last July gets a sentence of 6.5 years in federal prison. Court records say 30-year-old Jackson Burley Coombs wrapped his head in toilet paper, then broke down a door of a bathroom stall, began attacking a woman. Rangers say Coombs punched the woman in the face, then slammed her head into the door. Her cries for help were heard by her traveling companion, but when he came to help, Coombs used bear spray on both of them. A passerby then helped subdue Coombs, until Rangers arrived. In addition to prison time, Coombs also faces 3 years of supervised release plus fines.
And state wildlife officials report that a grizzly bear was euthanized in western Montana earlier this week.
Yeah, Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks euthanized a subadult male grizzly bear on Tuesday in the Helmville Valley after the animal attacked and killed livestock. U.S. Department of Agriculture Wildlife Services captured the grizzly after it killed a calf back on April 20th. The bear killed 2 calves prior to its capture on April 23rd and was suspected to be involved in 3 other attacks last year near that same site. That according to Fish, Wildlife and Parks. Due to the bear's history, FWP made the decision to euthanize it in consultation with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and in accordance with the Interagency Grizzly Bear Committee's guidelines.
And Wednesday was a busy day for the Manhattan and Central Valley fire departments. They spent hours fighting a grass fire near Frontage Road.
MTN's Carson Vickroy explains why springtime in Montana is prime time for grass fires.
Sparks from the railroad you see behind me here sparked a large wildland fire just outside of the city of Manhattan. And this wildland fire spread for nearly 4 miles almost to the city of Belgrade along Frontage Road. Now these fires you see here in the springtime here in Montana, they're not as uncommon as what you may think.
A lot of people are doing their controlled burns, burning their ditches, burning their burn piles. This is the time of the year that everybody gets cleaned up and ready for summer. People aren't quite as cautious this time of year because it has been raining. We have had the snowpack as maybe they could be. So typically this is one of our busiest times of year.
This has a lot to do with the plants and vegetation that are still recovering from the winter.
We get a little bit of sunshine for a couple hours, we get a little bit of wind, that fine grass just dries right out and off it runs. And as we saw yesterday, in that wind, it will carry quite a ways.
If you plan on burning this spring, you need to be prepared for before, during, and after. A lot of that has to do with having a water source nearby.
So hoses, something in case it does start to run on you, you need to be able to put that out.
And being weather aware.
Are we going to get winds in the afternoon like we typically do in the springtime? Are we going to get some changes in weather? Those are big deals that you need to check on.
Unfortunately, it could take several weeks for all this vegetation to really green up. So for your springtime burning, you're going to have to be extra careful. In Manhattan, I'm meteorologist Carson Vickroy, MTN News.
Carson shares a reminder you are required to have a burn permit for spring burning. You can find out how to get one by visiting our websites.
And here's some Yellowstone National Park news for you. After the third longest gap in the last 12 months, Steamboat Geyser in Yellowstone National Park has registered another major eruption. It went off at 10:26 last night, marking its 13th major eruption since the start of the year. Last year, Steamboat registered 32 major eruptions, the most ever recorded. And if Steamboat keeps up its current rate of major eruptions, it's on track to hit 45 by the time of the end of the year. But scientists caution that the geyser is highly unpredictable and it could stop at any time.
Yeah, John Shearer and I were hoping it would have happened a week ago because we were both
there.
at Steamboat last week hoping to see an eruption.
I think the two of you deserve it to see it
at
at
one
some
time
point,
I would
hopefully
like to be able
this
to
year.
see that,
Absolutely. Right now we got to take a quick break. Here's